Every year, thousands of athletes face a common enemy. The anterior cruciate ligament, or ACL, is crucial for knee stability. When it tears, the journey to recovery is long and challenging. Meet Sophie, a DU Ultimate Frisbee player who knows this struggle all too well.
Okay, I was running for a disc. We were in the first drill of practice, and my friend threw it, but it landed a little bit behind me. So I tried to I jumped and twisted at the same time, and then I came down on it, and it crunched, snap, crackle, pop, and then I was down.
Sophie's experience is not uncommon. The ACL is the most commonly injured ligament in the knee, accounting for almost half of all knee injuries. The annual reported incidence in the United States alone is approximately 1 in 3,500 people, with around 400,000 ACL reconstructions performed every year. Noah, a multi-sport athlete, shares a similar experience.
I was with a big group of friends, and it was towards the end of the day, and we kind of went to this spot underneath one of the lift lines, and there's a jump that we've been looking at all day, and so I went on the jump first. I did a rotation, and as I landed, I'm regular foot, but as I landed a 540, you land switch, and all my weight when I landed was all over my left foot, and so the two bones in my knee basically punched each other and then tore everything in the middle. My MCL was stretched so much that it wasn't able to heal itself, and then through my MRI they saw that I also had a partial tear in my meniscus.
One of the most common knee injuries is an ACL sprain or tear. Typically it occurs during activities involving sudden changes in direction, abrupt stopping, or jumping and landing awkwardly. Just like what happened to Noah.
When I came to DU, I started playing Ultimate Frisbee, but in high school I played field hockey and ice hockey.
Snowboarder since the age of 7 or 8. I was a 4-sport varsity athlete in high school, surfing, golf, water polo, and soccer.
No, I didn't think it was torn. I held on to my delusions, and I was it's just a sprain, it'll be better. And then a few months later, 2 months later, I got an MRI because it still wasn't better, and I tore my ACL. But going down, it kind of just felt like my bones kind of crunched together a little bit, which was fun. Yeah.
This one on impact, it was a pop so loud and sore that I've never felt anything like that before. So right when I land, I actually rode out of it and sat on the side, waited for everyone else to come down, and I was sitting down just holding my knee because it was in pain, and I tried standing back up, telling them I'll be okay in a few minutes, and right as I stood up, all the weight and pain in my knee was so excruciating that I couldn't even move. So my friends helped me unstrap my bindings. They took off my boot, and we rolled up my shorts, and we saw that my knee wasn't as stable as it should have been. And so to get down the mountain, instead of waiting 45 minutes for ski patrol, I had 2 of my friends carry me on their back all the way down the rest of the mountain. And then we went to the hospital after that.
Yeah. The ACL is a key ligament that stabilizes the knee joint. There is no age or gender bias for ACL injuries. However, it has been suggested that women are at an increased risk due to a multitude of factors. In athletes, the female-to-male ratio has been reported to be 4.5 to 1, with females tending to get ACL ruptures at a younger age. From 1994 to 2013, there was a 2.3% annual increase in the number of ACL tears in patients aged 6 to 18. Females had significantly higher rates of injury at younger ages, while males showed higher incidence in the 17 to 18-year-old age group.
So I tore my ACL on like a Monday night, and then I couldn't walk on Tuesday. So I was like, all right, maybe I should call Campo and make him drive me to the urgent care. So that's what we did. I got an x-ray. That x-ray told me nothing. But then they were like, because it's a ligament issue, not a bone issue for x-rays.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, it's just sprained. You'll be fine in like 3 weeks. I'm like, fire. This is great. So then I went on my merry life, and I went home for winter break. And then I like seriously slipped it out of place, and like, that's not good. So my mom's like, you should get an MRI. And I'm like, you're probably right. So like 4 days before Christmas, I got an MRI. And then 3 days before Christmas, something like that, like they came back. I had torn my ACL and both meniscus. So that was awesome. We had to decide what we had to do about surgery because I didn't want to go back to school in the snow with surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of talked about it, and then we decided that we would get it over spring break, and then I might not be able to come back for spring quarter because the first surgeon we talked to said the recovery would be like 6 weeks I'd be on crutches, and I did not want to do that. I live on the second floor. There's no elevator in our dorm, so I couldn't like get up to my room. But then we kept looking. We found another surgeon who said I'd be on crutches for like 2 weeks, so we went with him, and that was the best decision ever because I got to come back for spring break.
After I got the MRI, I got a disc with all the images. So my parents scheduled 2 meetings with surgeons for me in Denver. And the first one, he tested my knee strength, and he said, yep, definitely your ACL, we'll repair that, no problem. So a few days later, I go to the second one, and he tests for my knee. He's like, okay, we'll repair your ACL, no worries. When I was looking at the images though, I see, I think in the very back, there might be a partial tear in your meniscus. So it's not a big deal. I'll just throw 2 stitches in there and it'll all be fine. And my dad, he's like, you know what, like, let's get a third opinion. It doesn't hurt. So he scheduled an appointment for me all the way in Vail, where they have actually the best knee surgeons in the country. But then he tested for my MCL, which is the lateral movement of your knee versus the forward and backwards motion. And he tested it, and he was like, ooh, I don't know if that feels right. So he tested my good one, and it doesn't flex as much. And he tests again, and he says, how long has it been since your injury? And I said, it's been about 4.5, 5 weeks. And he said, well, if you did ruin your MCL, it should have already healed by now, but it hasn't, which means that it was so hyperextended that it would actually need to be worked on under anesthesia. And so he's the only one who actually caught on to that. And he was telling me, if you don't fix the MCL along with your ACL, the chance of a re-tear goes up exponentially. So he was the only surgeon out of the 3 who noticed that. So that's why I did my surgery with him, Dr. Cunningham.
Legend?
Yeah. He's on his walls in his office. He's like all these Olympic athletes and professional athletes who've all wrote him letters saying thank you, that the recovery and surgery was so smooth. So I knew I was in good hands.
Yeah. Recovery from an ACL tear is a rigorous process. It involves surgery and months of rehabilitation to regain strength and mobility.
Hopefully in the fall, realistically in the winter.
Are you excited to get back to your sports?
So excited, I can't wait.
But as far as crutches go, I'm still on it for probably another week or 2. And then I won't be able to run until about New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 5 or 6 months from now. That should be my full recovery date, is 9 months after surgery.
Okay.
But then someone was telling me right at 9 months, that's when you're fully recovered, good to go. But if you wait 3 more months, so 1 year after surgery, the chance of a re-tear goes down by like 70%.
Yeah.
So that's a very substantial amount that a lot of people wait for. I think I don't think I'm gonna wait for that, but I'll definitely be more relaxed in my sports activities until I am fully recovered.
Today, both Sophie and Noah have made some incredible recoveries and are doing much better. ACL tears are challenging, but with the right support and a strong spirit, recovery is possible. Sophie and Noah are living proof that you can come back stronger than ever.